Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in for the Sunday War Robots podcast. See quite a few of you already sitting there waiting. What's up, Turbo, Anthony, Duck, Pranjit, Michael, Pilot TK421. What's up, Elio, Ivano? Alright, so we'll go ahead and just jump right into it. I do have Islander back with us today, so looking forward to this. What's up, Yvonne? Mustard McGee, Hooligan Danny. All right, lots of familiar faces here, but let's go ahead and jump right into it, get things started. With today's podcast, the main topic that we are going to be looking at discussing is the new Titan Weapon Cataclysm. They hit the test server this weekend. There's some info about that we want to go over, and then talk to you guys about future prospects of things that we foresee possibly happening, and then, hear what you guys have to think or say about it. But let me go ahead and pull my partner in crime into the stream here, and for those of you that aren't already, which I'm sure most of you are, but don't forget to drop by Islander's channel. Link is in the video description or the pinned comment, one or the other, or both maybe. But anyway, drop by, check out his channel, and make sure you guys are subscribed. Let me go ahead and get him in here. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Thanks for joining me today, and very glad to have you back.
Appreciate it. Good to be back. Although I am on the clock, I don't know if you let everybody know or not, but I am working, and hopefully I don't have another call here in the next hour or so, and we should be able to have a pretty good podcast.
Right. So if you are down south, don't go out committing any crimes, because that will ruin the podcast. So, anyway, no, I just let them know that, we have you back today, and we are going to be talking about the new Titan Weapon Cataclysm that hit the test server, and going over some of our future projections, things that we might foresee happening here in the near future, and get their input as well. So,
absolutely.
I know you've had a chance. I saw your video. You've had a chance to get on the test server and check it out. I was able to get on, didn't really get as much time as I wanted because the test server is really buggy this weekend. But I did get to test it a little bit. But for anybody that isn't aware of what the Cataclysm is, it's basically like a giant Scourge, or a double Scourge. It is a new Titan weapon, and it is the alpha version, so we do expect a beta version to also be released probably next weekend or very soon, because we do need to get the testing done. What are your overall impressions on it, Eddie?
The visual effects were kind of cool. I do like the erratic lightning. But it was a little bit confusing. It makes it very busy out there. Okay, with so many people that had it, the screen became very busy. When you gonna table that up with the atomizer or atomizer, whatever the hell that thing is called, the atomizer, I could see that the screen's just being full of all kinds of fire. Kind of looked a lot like, I don't know, a cross between stringy bubblegum or those party strings that you shoot out of a can, something like that. It was just, it threw me off. I did like the visual effects. Wasn't so keen on the color. I think the color could have been a little bit different, but I don't know, it was okay. It also made it kind of hard to tell if you were hitting your target or not, or because you couldn't actually see if the target, or if you were hitting a wall or what you were hitting, because it was just too busy. So I think as far as the visual effects, they're good, but they need to be toned down just a bit.
Right, and I kind of noticed that as well. I did like the effect. It was like a lot of lightning coming out, which was kind of cool, but I agree, they kind of need to tone that down just a little bit, because it really did get confusing as far as being able to see your crosshairs on if you're actually hitting your target and doing damage or not. But you know, that should be a pretty easy tweak for them. And as far as the full mechanics of it, I mean, I'm assuming that it works just like a Scourge, where, you know, it's a little weaker out at 600 meters than it is up close, and the closer you are, the more damage it's going to do. But it's really hard to test that on the test server.
Yeah, those are a few questions that we'll probably ask this week and get a little bit more clarification. If it's going to work exactly like a Scourge, or is it a set amount of power, you know, whether you're 200 meters or 600 meters. I can't really see them doing that with a Scourge style weapon. I would hate to think that, you know, you get the same amount of firepower at 600 meters that you would at 200 meters. So if that's the case, that needs to be adjusted, because they could just not be that powerful at that range.
Right. Now, I know as far as the overall design of the weapon, I saw a lot of people like on Facebook community complaining, oh, all they did was double stack a Calamity and call it a new weapon. But I mean, honestly, I don't have a problem with that. It just kind of follows the same theme as the entire family of weapons, so it helps you easily identify it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the look of the weapon itself, you know, I wasn't neither, unimpressed or impressed. You know, you're right. It just kind of looks like a stacked up Scourge, but that's what it is. You know, it's exactly what it is. So I'm more interested in the numbers than anything else.
Right. And unfortunately, like anything else with the test server, we're really not going to determine the full effectiveness of the weapon until it comes to the live server, because, I don't know, in my opinion, on the test server, testing everything at max level 8, it just doesn't work. It doesn't really give us a good idea on how powerful something's going to be once it hits the live server. And we know that people will, the day it comes out, have them maxed out. So
yes, you will have several people out there that will get them immediately. I mean, it's not a majority of the gaming population, but there will be those players out there. And if you are in Champion League, it won't be long before you start running into those guys that have them maxed out. So yeah, we've seen that before. So just be ready for it. We know what's coming.
Right. Now, since they decided to bring out a new Titan weapon, and it is another 600 meter range weapon, do you think this is an attempt to try and balance the influx that we're seeing of people using the Dragoon Titan weapons?
Well, I mean, we've kind of noticed that every single weapon that comes out so far, Chief, is either a 500 meter weapon or a 600 meter weapon. So they had to come up with something to I guess, go ahead and counter that the Dragoons. But it seems like that's going to be the trend that they're going to be using. So we can go right now into our hangars and take a look at the weapons that we have currently that run 500-600 meters. All right, anything beyond 600 meters would be pretty damn scary if they were to come out with some type of giant sniper weapon. You know, I wouldn't put anything past the developers at this point, because people are going to be asking for these style of weapons. But yeah, they did need something else at the 600 meter range. Although the Dragoon is going to be the same amount of firepower whether you hit at 600 meters or 200 meters. So what's the difference in this one? I think it's going to get a little bit more powerful as you get closer, like the Scourges. And if that's the case, it should trump the Dragoon weapons. And we have a past with its developers that anything new gets released is generally going to have one up on the current items that are in the game.
Right. And that is typically their trend, is they always try to one up what's already available, just to try and get people to want to pick it up. Right now, I know that a lot of people have invested heavily into the Titans and the Titan weapons, and now obviously the new Titan modules. So now we're looking at new Titan weapons coming out. Personally, I was surprised to see a new weapon for Titans already. I kind of figured we would be getting the new Titan on the test server at some point really soon, since it's slated to come out around April sometime.
Right.
But I was surprised when it was actually a weapon this time rather than the Titan itself. So it does make me wonder, is there like something with this weapon or this style of weapon that is going to kind of tell us what kind of Titan we're going to expect with it? Because I imagine, want the new Titan to pair nicely with this weapon, since it's a new weapon.
Right.
I have no idea what that's going to be, though.
Yeah, none of us really do. I mean, I am still expecting a Titan like you are to make some type of appearance here pretty soon. I think they're going to release the bot and the weapons probably at the same time. So we have the alpha weapon right now. We're going to be waiting on the beta version of this, because we're going to have the alpha. We know we're going to get the beta. So, but I would not be surprised if in the near future test servers, all right, that they release some type of new Titan for us to take a look at.
And honestly, I think we'll probably see that honestly next weekend, because if we're looking at how much time we have before the 6.0 update, which should be hitting the beginning of April, there's not much time. Right. So I believe that most of the Titans that we tested, we had a good three or four test server sessions with them before they went live.
Right.
So next week we should see the beta version and the new Titan. Now, I'm personally interested in what that might be. I mean, have you heard anything from them as far as what the next Titan is going to be bringing?
No, I have been poking and prying and sticking my nose where it doesn't belong, just about everywhere that I can, trying to get any type of information I can as to what we're leaning towards. There has been speculation that it's going to be a spider bot of some kind. We can go ahead and pretty much guess that it's going to be something that we have already in the game. But they also did say that they would be releasing something that the game has never seen before. That was said on one of the developer streams. So kind of hard to guess. I mean, I would like to see some type of jumping Titan. That would be really neat. Okay, so we already have a flying Titan. I think some type of jumping Titan. No stealth, please, and definitely no quantum radar on that. But I think a jumping Titan that could cover a good distance in one swoop, or maybe a Mercury style one where your ability is going to be the hell dive. I think that would be pretty cool. So I don't know, but people are guessing it's going to be the spider bot. So and there's really no reason to doubt them as far as I can tell right now. But as far as getting any information from any of my sources, no, none.
So it could also be a dashing Titan. Personally, I would prefer a jumping Titan. I think that would be a cool introduction to the game, because right now Titans are mainly limited on their mobility, but I think a Titan that has like a little dash could also be something that we would see in the future. And the current skirmish is all dash bots. I don't know if they're trying to leak information to us or what, but
somebody was telling me about one Easter egg that he saw somewhere. I just can't remember what it was, but in this skirmish we are going with all dash bots, and it is a 3-pack that came out. So we have the Ragnarok bots, we have the dash bot, of course we have the Mercury that came in with a Hellburner and that little group. I could see a Mercury would be a good one, and having that hell dive as the ability would eliminate the possibility of anything having quantum radar, because as we know right now, stealth bots are the only somewhat counter to a Titan that we have. You know, anything that comes out with quantum radar is going to be an issue.
Right. I don't foresee them adding things like quantum radar to a Titan, because right now that's the only counter, like consistent counter to Titans, other than long range. So,
right.
but you never know.
And that's what they were talking about. Maybe a long range weapon coming into the game, which would also be an issue. Getting shot from 1,100 meters back would be a really pain in the ass.
Right. Now, anybody in the chat, have you guys heard any rumors on what the next Titan might be? I know that, the information is probably limited, but I'm sure somebody out there has an idea. But who knows?
Obi's been putting out some stuff on Facebook, but that's just his concept of what could be coming out. The Peacock and these other really neat bots, but that is just fan art that he came up with. I know that's probably where the trend started about talking about a spider coming in, but that's not. I don't think that those bots are going to be accurate. Although he does amazing work, Pixar needs to pick his butt up and give him a job.
Right. Now I've seen the pictures you were talking about, and they actually look pretty official, to be honest. So
yeah, I mean, he does amazing work.
But anyway, let's see. Looks like somebody was saying they heard a rumor of a Mercury type of Titan. Bannock is saying Tremors Titan. Tremors, I'm assuming, like the movie.
Oh yeah. Michael Thompson, yes. Michael Thompson is going to be leading towards the Bastion until the day they release it. I don't think we're going to get the Bastion just yet, buddy.
Yeah, I think that's where the original Titan spider rumor stemmed from, was the old Bastion. But if I remember correctly, a long time back, they said that the Bastion was not planned to be a Titan at all. So, but we'll have to wait and see.
I think the Bastion was going to come out, and instead of the Bastion, they came out with the other two spider bots that they were introduced. What are those spider bots called? Oh, and blank.
Oh, the one with the shield that comes up.
Guys, what are the spider bots called? Y'all help us out. The Fujin and the Raijin.
Yeah,
there you go.
The Raijin.
Raijin.
Right. Tremors.
So I think that the Fujin the Bastion was going to originally be the Fujin, and they just kind of changed it up because they both have that frontal shield. But I know Michael's going to disagree with me on that and give me a little bit of history.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what Pixonic said, is that the Bastion was originally the early design that became the Raijin. So,
but it's kind of funny that we still have images of the Bastion popping up here and there, So that it's, I mean, they can do anything they want to with the lore of the game. They can change it up any way they want to. We'll just have to wait and see on that.
What's up,
but
AD Gaming?
Michael thinks it is going to be a spider bot. That'll be the next one that we get, and that is a possibility. We do have several spider bots in the game.
Right. Spiders are just kind of a pleasing design. I don't know. It seems fairly popular. It's easy to do with a robot type of game. I mean, not just in War Robots, but a lot of the robot games have some kind of a spider-looking robot. So, you never know. Let's see. Try and scroll through the chat here.
Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and jump in there as well. Take a look at what's being said. Everybody's just chatting away.
Now, Bannock was mentioning a Tremors Titan, and that would be a brand new ability that is not in the game. Would be a Titan that, I guess it would be similar. Yeah, and it would teleport, but it would give the visual effect like it's burrowing underground and then moving up and popping up somewhere. That would be pretty interesting. Though I don't know how that would play out with a Titan, because Titans, I think they want to keep them relatively slow. But it'd be pretty cool, I guess.
That would be a good idea for a regular bot. You know, instead of having a stealth or anything like that, you would just barrel into the ground and come up at a different location.
So it'd be kind of
That's
similar to
interesting.
the blink ability on the Phantom, but in reverse. You know, instead of
Right.
planting your beacon and then running, then you would actually plant your beacon and blink to it, I guess, which would be interesting.
That would.
You can definitely cause a lot of trouble with something like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially if you can't see it coming at you, and all of a sudden you got a bot pop up behind you, just laying into you. That'd be kind of cool, though. I mean, honestly, that would be really, really neat.
Keeper of the Light was saying a Pantheon Titan. You know, I don't foresee them doing a Pantheon Titan, at least not anytime soon. They had so many issues with the Pantheons. I don't think they want to revisit that.
You know, I don't think about a Pantheon, but you know, maybe the other shield, the Aegis shield, something like that would be maybe okay. But you got to be able to destroy that shield. You cannot have, and I know that we have shield breaker modules in the game, but you cannot have a Titan out there with an indestructible shield. You got to be able to break that shield up in some way.
Right. I think any shield on a Titan would end up being far too OP, to be honest. Now, going back to the Titan weapons, so currently in the game we have a kinetic, a rocket, both at 500 meters. We have the Dragoon style, which is 600 meter energy, and then now we're going to be getting the Scourge style at another, once again 600 meter energy weapons. So it's kind of going to be an even keel, but I'm sure they're going to be looking at releasing more Titan weapon options, probably in the near future.
I would be looking out for the shotgun. I would definitely keep an eye out for the shotgun. We know that's got a 500-meter range. Something like a wasp with corrosion style weapon is potential coming in, or a viper style weapon could potentially come into the game. I don't foresee them bringing out any broader weapons just this early. Although, I mean, nothing is out of the realm of possibility. But I think that they're going to try to stick to the 500, 600 meter weapon that we have before they start dipping into something else.
What's up, AD? I see he joined us here in the channel, but his mic is on mute.
What's going on, AD?
There he is.
Hey, now you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you now. You took yourself off mute.
Hey, what's up? My mic is doing a lot of problems, and yeah, I just fixed it now. What's up, Islander? What's up,
How
Chief?
you doing, my friend?
Glad you popped on, man.
Yeah, I just came to say hello. I'm not gonna be here for too long because I'm very tired. It's midnight, more than very late here. But I will stay. Let's see how it goes.
All right, man.
Okay.
Well, always glad to have you.
Yeah, like I said, I mentioned you asked about rumors. Maybe if I know something about maybe a future Titan. I don't know. I have heard some rumors about. You said that there is no gonna be a Pantheon Titan, but I heard a rumor that there will be maybe a Pantheon Titan that called Cronus. This is his name, Cronus. This is a Titan. I played a strategy game. I don't know if you know it. It's called Age of Mythology. And there is a Titan out there. There is a Titan out there. He called Cronus. So I don't know if it's gonna be on War Robots, but it's very interesting to talk about this stuff. I talked about it on my previous live stream, and also I heard about this is. I think it's gonna be the next Titan. Maybe it's going to be a Mercury Titan. Also, I think this is more true than the Pantheon robot, like you said. But yeah, that's all I know. That's the only thing I know.
Well, personally, I would be pretty happy about a Mercury style Titan. I really enjoyed playing the Mercury, even though I sucked at it. It's still
Me
just
too.
a really fun robot.
I suck at it big time. I never played the Mercury. I mean, I tried it, but I just wasn't any good at it.
But
I don't know. I used to run the Mercury a lot. I used to run it with Shredder and Ember. Yeah, that thing was a devastating thing, especially this is the Spectre out there. But the Ares just came out right after, and the Lich, and how the things are working on WR.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the what I would find interesting is what kind of secondary ability could they possibly give a Mercury style Titan? Because I would assume it would have some kind of a similar ability to the Mercury where it does damage when it jumps, but what kind of secondary ability do you think that it could have?
Well, if it's going to be similar to the Mercury, then it would have stealth when it jumps. All right, which is not a problem because Boston running Quantum Radar will counter that stealth, but it would have the stealth in the jump, and then the Hell Dive would be the secondary ability.
Right, but that would be kind of tied together, you know what I'm saying? Because like the current Mercury has its one ability that gives it stealth and Hell Dive. So currently the Titans.
The Arthur just has the air blast or the burst.
Well, he has his shield that he can move, so that's one ability, and then he has his fart. Currently,
right.
all Titans have 2 ability buttons. The kid goes into his defense mode and raises his 3rd weapon, and he also has the stove ability, and then the Alming does a self-heal, and it has a flight ability. So I would assume they're going to give it 2 ability buttons, and I don't foresee them separating the whole stealth and jump ability.
So,
I mean, they could.
I don't know. How about something like, I mean, the Griffin or the Raven Titan? I mean, that would be kind of interesting. How many jumps would it have? Could you clear the entire map, with a double jump? Kind of interesting. I mean, I wouldn't do it. The last thing you want to do is send your Titan to the opposite side of the field. But I mean, those are iconic bots in the game. More the Griffin so than the Raven, because the Raven's a little bit newer. But that would have the jump ability and probably have some pretty decent firepower on it. And then you would just have to give it its second ability.
Right. We haven't really seen a Trickster Titan or whatever they're calling it. Not necessarily Trickster. What's the type of robot that they call it? Saboteur. So we don't have a Saboteur Titan, and we don't really have a pure support Titan. So I think we're going to be seeing one or both of those come out in the next 2 Titans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, a Mercury, I guess, could be considered a Saboteur.
Yeah, it would be. Can you imagine a big old fat giant hellburner?
Oh gosh.
It's gonna be a devastating thing, Hellburner Titan.
Oh my God! It would be a nuclear explosion. It would. You know what? I would love to see the mushroom cloud go up on a Titan Hellburner explosion or some type of explosion like that. You see that little mushroom cloud pop up in the air. But anyways, getting back to what we were saying, yeah. And as far as the support, I mean, it would have to be some type of. I mean, one of the healers that are out there, whether it be a Mender style or a Wayland style, I don't know. So yeah, we need a support bot, and then you would need a Saboteur.
Right, and the only support bot or possibilities that I would foresee would be either a suppression or a healing. So I would lean more towards healing, especially with the changes towards the silver and honor system and such like that. I think that would be a little more beneficial, at least to the player base.
Yeah, well, you know what would be interesting is if you could shoot your team with healing and shoot your opponents with suppression. You know, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, you could target all bots instead of just having one big umbrella. You'd actually have that spit of healing that would go out. I mean, that's something that we've never seen before the game. So I don't know. I mean, that comment just leaves it. It's so vague. It just leaves the options unlimited.
See,
I mean, we could sit here all day for hours and talk about this stuff.
TK421 said maybe it has the ability to resurrect dead robots on the field that are controlled by AI for a short period. That's pretty interesting, because the dead robots do stay on the field. Well, except for Titans, but...
That is interesting. So you can resurrect a robot and use it at your discretion. And set it at the enemy team?
That would be, I mean, if it was AI controlled, it would just kind of go off and fight on its own. But yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, the technology's already there. I mean, when you first start the game, you go against AI bots, you know? So, I mean, they're going to be kind of dumb and not really fight for beacons and whatnot, but still one more thing for the Reds to deal with.
That's interesting. You know, and Michael Thompson used to talk about, of course, they go back to the Bastion a little bit, but that it would have drones that would go out and fight for it. So this is the second time I've heard something similar to this. I mean, they're interesting ideas, but I don't know. I mean, I think that would really be pretty cool.
A necromancer bot, yeah, that's that might be a bit of a reach, but I think it would be interesting. But yeah, Mixfan says the resurrection idea is cool. The problem is it can create too much lag. Man, the whole lag thing, it's so dependent on each person. I guess it could potentially create more lag, but I wouldn't think much more lag than leaving all the dead robots on the field does.
Yeah, because, I mean, we already have... Now, I'm assuming that he cannot resurrect every single dead bot that's on the field and use them. I mean, we're talking about singling out one or two bots. Am I correct on that, guy?
I would assume so. I mean, it would be kind of silly if you could...
If you're going to resurrect every single dead bot that's out there, well, I mean, that could be potentially, I mean, shit, hundreds of bots. I mean, are 30 bots or 60 bots, or that's a lot of bots that you could bring up. I think that would be a bit too much, but you know, if you could pick up one or two, hold on one second. Was really expecting that. Hold on.
But anyway, yeah, I think if it was to resurrect like a whole bunch, I think it would be too much. But I mean, I don't know. It's still a pretty cool idea.
I honestly, Chief, I don't think they will do this resurrection stuff. I don't think they will do it. But anyway, that's an interesting idea. Who is mentioned that? Michael? That's an interesting idea, but I don't think they will do it.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
No crime down there?
No, actually, it was an alarm call, but they had a cancellation, which means that somebody actually put in a code to disarm it. That's good to go. So,
Criminal Gaming says people running VPNs causes massive lag. Yeah, VPNs does increase the lag, and I'm pretty sure some other lag is probably introduced from, or maybe not to the servers, but at least on the user's end if you're using like a not a VPN, but an emulator. I know a lot of people that run emulators to play on Android on their PCs experience various degrees of lag.
Now, a while back, Chief, when we were first talking about modules, and I'm talking, let's go way back before modules even existed, they did have certain ideas that they had pitched out And of course, one of the modules was adding an ability to an existing bot, and that kind of went by the wayside, or adding an additional weapon slot, and that also went by the wayside. But there was one time that they were talking about creating a spy bot. Okay, so that spy bot, in retrospect, what it would do is you would actually be able to change your tag from red to blue. All right, so you could actually creep up on the red team. All right, and they would not target you because, of course, you have a red tag, and then you would light them up from behind. That was an idea that they had pitched out way back. I actually have a video on it somewhere in my library where we had discussed it. But that would not be a bad idea to revisit that one, a potential spy bot. I mean, it would make things really, really interesting.
That would actually be pretty hilarious. Talking about old modules, though, if you remember when modules first hit the test server, I don't remember what the module was called, but it was a module that created like that energy field around you, and only
Right.
people inside of that field were able to actually shoot at each other.
Right.
I could see them maybe
Had a
tweaking
little,
that
little
idea.
bubble that it made.
Right. I mean, I can see them, since they already have some coding and time invested into that type of an idea. I could see them maybe tweaking that some and trying to bring it back as a Titan ability.
Yeah, the only problem with that one was people could run into the bubble and join the fight. And I think the idea that they had behind it was, once the bubble was created, all right, so if I create a bubble around you and me, or you create one, all right, then anybody from the outside could not get into that fight. That kind of left it for a one-on-one matchup for a few seconds to prevent somebody from stealing the kill. But it just didn't pan out the way they thought it was going to.
Right. And there was also some issues with them preventing bullets from firing outside of the bubble and hitting people. So, I mean, definitely it was kind of buggy, but still, I could see them trying to resurrect some kind of old idea. Hey, what's up, Lee? Thanks for joining the podcast.
What's going on, Lee?
Hey, Lee.
Steve says, what makes me mad is the matchups in battles when Diamond 1 players are fighting against Champion League. Yep, it's frustrating. I'm not sure what platform you're on, but once we merge, which we were all hoping would have already happened by now, but should be next week, that should alleviate a lot of that from happening.
Yeah, we should have a lot. I mean, that's not to say it is never going to happen again, but the player pool should be a lot thicker, and we should be getting a lot better matchups. And once they bring Amazon into it, it's just going to get a little bit heavier than it already is. I'm not sure if Amazon's going to join the party right away, or are they going to delay them a little bit. I heard some talk about that. I'm not sure where they stood.
Right. Still haven't heard any official word on Amazon being brought into the mix, or the PC folks, but I honestly don't see a problem with bringing just everybody into the mix. It just doesn't make sense to keep some of them on the outside.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I know Amazon is going to join us. It's going to be Amazon, Android, and iOS. It's the other two that were still on the outside. Steam and I believe Gabriel were still on the outside looking in. And that's, of course, we had that discussion last time where we were talking about that they were playing on PCs, that it was not fair. But, I mean, come on, let's be honest. 50% of the Android population is on a PC.
It is. A robot with the ability to send a decoy.
The what?
Lonnie is mentioning something about a robot with an ability that would send a decoy of yourself out running while the real bot is doing its thing.
That would be kind of neat.
That's they have something like that in Call of Duty when you're playing Battle Royale, a trickster class where you kind of duplicate yourself, and like there's 3 of you that kind of just split off, and it's hard for the enemies to tell which one is the real one.
Shoot the one in the middle. But yeah, that would be pretty neat. I mean, if you could have, 2 bots out there, and you got to decide which one you need engage. You got a 50-50 chance on getting the right one. Pretty interesting. That's a pretty cool idea. And who was it? Oh, somebody said, "Ooh, the shotgun nerf." Okay, who is that? Mr. Knight. Okay.
Turbo.
Yeah, Turbo Knight. Yeah, well, I mean, if y'all saw the test server that I played this weekend, I did try to change things up a little bit where I was in and out of attacks. I was still able to achieve, I believe, a godlike or whatever it was. But it is definitely frustrating now playing that. It has just seemed to bog down the shotgun play. If you still want to play it, I mean, you just got to know that you got to find cover. You're not going to sit there and wait 2 seconds, try to get a reload or for your next round and be getting lit up at the same time. So you just got to change your strategies if you still want to run the shotgun.
Right. And I think, I mean, if you're limited on other options, I mean, you're not going to have a choice but to just keep running shotguns if that's all you have. But, I mean, I released a video earlier this week kind of showing folks changes I made in my personal hangar. I'm intentionally leaving a couple of shotguns in there, but trying to put it on robots that aren't going to be affected as much, like, the Phantom. But I don't know. My plan overall is I'm eventually going to get rid of all the shotguns just because of how bad they're being nerfed. Some folks think that they're going to get nerfed real bad and then they will get reevaluated sometime in the future. Maybe, but personally, I'm not going to wait 6 months and miss out on all the opportunities for wins and silver while I'm waiting for them to do that.
Yeah. I'm going to keep a couple of shotguns in the lineup just to start, just to try them out. Of course, this is the universal nerf for everybody. So if I'm going up against somebody else that has shotguns as well, we're still on an even playing field as far as the nerf is concerned. All right, maybe not even as far as levels, but as far as the nerf, it affects everybody the same way. All right, so that's why on this weekend's test server, you can see where I wasn't just, if somebody had a leech ability on me, I didn't fire into it. I mean, there was just no way. I was just going to discipline myself 100% to wait till that leech ability drop before I fire anything off and take maximum damage on my shot potential.
Let's see, Criminal Gaming said something. My contact at Amazon, they are not happy, and if complaints do not calm down, Amazon will drop the application 100% out. Just take a hit and refund all members' money in one lump. Not exactly sure what he's talking about there.
I think he's referring to Amazon or Steam, or no, Amazon. It would be Amazon. Not being happy with Pixonic, and I guess it would drop War Robots from its game room options and refund the players whatever investment they made. I don't know who your contact is at Amazon, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, neither do I, to be honest. I mean, the only way I would foresee Amazon doing something like that is if they somehow approved an app onto their platform that was just an outright scam, like 100%. But yeah, Amazon's not gonna eat that kind of money just because players are upset over something with a game.
Yeah, I mean, as far as nerfs and buffs, guys, I mean, keep in mind when we start playing this game, we click on that little "I agree" tab. All right, we're agreeing to the terms and conditions of the developers as far as us playing this game and acquiring the free account. All right, so once we click that agree, I mean, 99.9 of us do not sit there and read all of that user agreement, but it's in there.
And with any game, especially mobile apps, you don't own any of the digital content. It's all owned by the company, so doesn't matter how much somebody pays. Still with us over there, AD?
What did you say?
I was asking if you were still with us over there.
Yeah, I'm still with you, but I'm a little sleepy, but I can hear you still.
All right, man.
You feel free to jump in the conversation at any time, AD. You don't want if you got something to say.
No,
let it
I'm
fly.
enjoying. I'm enjoying listening to you. That's you are the main character.
Okay, AD. Well, if you got something to say, just let it out. You know. Let's go.
Actually, all the things that you mentioned about the nerfs, and I agree. Most of the things that you are mentioning, I agree with you. But also, you forgot to mention that the shotgun nerf now, some weapons will be now they are getting direct buff, like the Redeemer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The Redeemer, for example, the cryo weapons, and there are a lot of other weapons. Even, you know what? The Tarans, many people will start use Tarans again.
Yeah, I can see, you're right. I can see the Terrans making a little bit of a comeback, just due to the delayed time, the delayed reload time, you know, and the Terrans are going to have a faster firing rate. So yeah, you could possibly see some of the older meta weapons come back into the game with the timing or the delayed shotgun reload times. Very possible.
Oh, of course. Don't forget about the new weapon, Atomizer. Don't forget about that.
Oh yeah, that was going to be a beast. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, that one is going to be serious problems when it hits.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, going to make its way into the meta, but I believe you're absolutely right that most of the older weapons are going to see a resurgence because of the shotgun nerf, because aside from shotguns, there's going to be a huge hole in a shorter range brawling weapon that can fire consistently. So something like a Tehran definitely fills that void, and a lot of people had them in their hangar already leveled up. So
yeah, Tehran, Scourges. You know, I'm actually, as of right now, of course, I went to get my third cryo weapon, our fourth cryo weapon, so I could upgrade that. But at the current time, I'm actually upgrading the embers, or not the embers, the igniters at this time.
Well, that's what I ended up going with in my hangar personally. Is I just put my igniters back in.
I'm just going to go ahead and start upgrading those and just have them there. I mean, I may not use them, but if I need them, I'm ready to go. So, yeah, Tehran, Scourges, you could definitely see them making a comeback into the game.
But the problem is, now, we don't have much of variety weapons, the light weapons. We don't have much of them. There are Spark, Shredder, but they are not dominate as the Halo, for example. You know what I'm trying to say.
The Halo and the Storm definitely were the I guess the spotting light of the light weapons. All right, they were the North Star. They were the go-to weapons for light weapons. After this, I don't see what we could possibly use other than, you know, Sparks, maybe the Shredders. You know, I guess Spark would be the highlight right now until they come up with something new. I have seen people been using the cryo rockets, and I've heard good reviews on that so far. So as far as the rhymes are concerned, that may be an option.
But you know, the problem is that there is the Glacier and there is the Arjun. So I don't see any reason why I should upgrade for rhymes, for example, for the Blitz, instead of using 2 Glaciers on the Arjun. And this is that you need to pay around the same resources to get the rhyme. It's like the Glacier. It's the same cost, if I'm not mistaken. It's the same cost.
Yeah, and that's something that I wish they would reevaluate is a light version of a weapon should not cost the exact same to upgrade as a heavy version.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. That's pretty bad as far as what they did on the adjustment. You know, leaving all weapons the same. No, all weapons are not the same.
Let's see. Roby said something a few minutes ago. 2 topics. I wish they would make a healer bot that can heal from a distance. And the other is he wishes he could transfer his account to Steam so he could be lag and game dropout free with great graphics. I think it's been mentioned before people would like to see a healer type robot that can heal from a distance. I think.
Yeah, we've covered that before.
I think that would be an interesting idea. I'm not sure why they haven't implemented it yet. I mean, the closest we've got, I guess, is the new Nightingale. It kind of does that, but from up in the air. And then the other one, as far as transferring accounts between systems, I mean, eventually we might see something like that, but that's something you're going to have to keep pressing, through the dev streams and in-game to Pixonic. If there's enough people asking for it, I'm sure they could implement a login system that would allow you to just, be able to use your account on any platform, but who knows? And yeah, cryo use is definitely increasing with the pending shotgun nerf, cryo weapons in general. But you guys are absolutely right as far as why would you level up 4 rhymes to put on a blitz if you only have to level up 2 glaciers and stick it on an Aljun.
And it's doing much more damage than the 4 rhymes, 2 glaciers.
Right. That's actually a build that I put in my hangar. Typically I don't run more than 1 robot in a hangar, but right now I'm kind of limited. I mean, I got lots of robots, but limited on effective options, and I had a bunch of Glacier and my Deathwing Aljun, so I put him in, and I started running the Deathwing Aljun at level 1 with level 1 Glaciers, and I was still getting kills in Champion League with it. It's just insane.
Yep.
We got a couple of donations that came in, Chief. I'm not sure who sent the first one in, but we got Lawrence D that just dropped in. Thank you very much, Lawrence. And earlier we had one. I think it got past us. Hold on one second. Let me go back on the chat. Roger M. Thank you very much for the donation, Roger.
Oh, yep. Thank you. Sorry I missed that. Looks like you sent a super sticker. Thank you very much for that. And Lawrence says, once they hit reload, does cryo deal more damage than the Corona now after the nerf? If you're talking about a full magazine full of rockets, I'm pretty sure that a Corona does more damage than, the cryo will do more damage than a Corona post nerf, because it still has a faster firing rate, and the cryo, even though it doesn't do a lot of damage once it's just shooting that one shot over and over, it's still at a much faster rate than the Corona will be firing every 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I'll agree with Chief there. Maybe in the initial 2 or 3 seconds, of course, the Coronas are going to be a lot stronger. Okay, but once you get into that reload time, the longevity of a fight, you're better off with the current cryo weapons.
Yeah, and plus the cryos do have a slightly longer unload time for a full magazine compared to the nerfed shotguns, which unload within a second and a half. You're done. So I think overall they are going to be putting out a whole lot more damage than the Coronas will.
But you know what? The cryo, I don't think it will be overpowered. I've seen many people that just mentioned that the cryo will be overpowered and stuff like that. I don't think the cryo, as there are right now, the cryos are not overpowered. I think maybe the atomizer will be the next one, will be the overpowered medium weapon. You are gonna see a lot of them on the leeches, the atomizer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. The I guess the good thing with the atomizer, though, even though they're going to be unlimited, bullets and whatever, I mean, if somebody just wants to push a button on a leech with 4 atomizers and just kind of walk around the map, yeah, it's going to be a little bit OP, but they're not going to be able to do a lot of damage from that mid-range or further. They have to be point blank, and
yeah, you got to be point blank to maximize that.
And the leech's ability goes down, and they're weak. So, I think the atomizer will definitely come into the meta, but I honestly think that the cryos would be stronger, just not for sustained firing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be disciplined with those atomizers. You just can't press that button down, hold it down, and expect ridiculous amounts of damage. You're gonna have what we would call control bursts. Okay, allowing your firing rate and your cooldown rate to be somewhat balanced.
But we are gonna see, definitely. I think we are gonna see maybe some more variety on the hangers.
I think we're definitely going to see a lot more variety after the shotgun nerf. Already starting to see more variety. At least when I'm playing, I'm noticing a lot more variety in hangers. And the nerf hasn't even hit yet, so.
Yep.
And then we'll see even more when the merge happens, because there's just going to be a lot more players. Does the atomizer go through resistance? Because when shooting a falcon or Fenrir, they went down pretty fast. To my knowledge, no, they don't bypass resistance.
No, they do not. They not have a mitigator built in like the Titans do.
But still, at the end of the day, it's all about the Titans. The maxed out Titans with maxed out rocket launcher, for example, on the Arming. I call it touch of death. You are not gonna survive this. Any robots this is not going to survive against a full maxed Arming, for example.
Yeah, they stack a lot of firepower, no doubt. They stack a lot of firepower. So I mean, and that's where the stealth bots come in. You only potentially possible counter are, 2 or 3 Almings hitting you at one time, or in succession.
Stan from Pixonic 100% Real No Viruses says, "Hey commanders, we are nerfing the Falcon so it doesn't have the traditionalist skill anymore. Good hunting."
Yeah, I think the Falcon is safe. I mean, they're out there, but I don't see an influx of Falcons. I mean, I don't run into them every single match. So, if you're not Michael Thompson, who's running 5 of them, I don't see a whole lot of them out there. Yeah, there are players that have them, but they're not as popular as the Leech and the Al Junes and some of these other bots that are out there.
You know what I think? Actually, I think the Falcon, it will be more effective without the traditional skill, because you can jump, and you have the firepower. You have a lot of firepower. For example, I've used on the Battlefield account, I've tried the Exodus, and I did a lot of damage with that, a lot of godlikes, and also the Glacier and the Redeemers. Yeah, the regular Falcon is much more effective, in my opinion, in the current meta than the traditionalist one. But this is just my own opinion.
Well, and with the shotgun nerf, I think it's actually going to be more so, because one of the biggest counters to the Falcon is just to lay into him with a bunch of shotguns and kill him. But once those shotguns start going away, I mean, a T-Falcon is, yes, going to still be strong, but it will loosen the constraints a little bit and allow the regular Falcon, which could then do a lot more offensive gameplay. So let's see, Cozy asked if we have any idea when the update will go live.
It was supposed to be this week, but you know what? We're coming to the end of the season, and I talked with one of the guys, and he was saying there's no way they're going to do it while we're still in the early part of the season. So now that the new season has started, I would say as early as this coming week.
Yeah,
would be my prediction.
They originally said, the last week of February, first week of March. So we're obviously past the last week of February and into the first week of March. So I'm going to assume probably looking around Tuesday. The thing that I'm really looking for is whether or not they are going to be able to get the update out to everybody on the same day. Because I don't know how it would work if, say, Android gets the update 3 days before iOS.
Or maybe they have problems with the coding, stuff like that. It could be this thing.
Maybe, but I think they're just waiting for it to go live. I don't know. I'm hopeful. George asked, how many honor points do you average per game? What do you expect your silver payout will be per game? Well, me personally, I think I probably average between 2,400 to 3,000. A lot of games I go above that, but I'd say that's on average. So, I mean, I'd be looking at a pretty decent silver payout, and I also pay for premium, so that's something else to keep in mind, that, it's going to be 200 silver per 1 honor point. That's for everybody. And then if you have premium, that's actually going to be 300 silver per honor point. So it's going to go up considerably. And
you're going to remove the repair cost. That's no longer going to be there. So that's another bonus of 200 to 500,000 silver per match.
And you'll be getting honor points for damage to Titans, healing to Titans, different things like that are currently not working on the live server. And they're still looking at implementing new ways to earn honor points.
And of course, you have that beautiful, beautiful video ad at the end of a solo match that seems to be popping up a lot more and more lately. Earlier today, I was running them just a little bit, and I got 3 of them in a row, which gave me some really decent chunks of silver. So I was just slightly over 2.5, between 2.5 and 3 million per game on the silver take in those matches where I got the video.
Yeah, so I mean, another 50% increase on top of that, especially if you have the premium. I mean, I think most people are going to see a pretty good increase in silver. Let's see, somebody was asking when are the new maps coming. I don't think we're going to see the new map until probably update 6.0, so probably in April. I think April is going to be a pretty sizable update. They're going to be bringing new Titan weapons, probably the new map, likely some other changes, rebalances. And of course the anniversary event. So they are going to probably want to release a new robot or weapon by that time.
Yeah, that's possible.
TK421 says premium and gold pass are worth it. If you're looking for bang for the buck, I think those are the best deals. It's a lot better than buying gold or buying silver. There's actually people that do pay cash for silver.
That's crazy. That just blows my mind. But yeah, if you're an active player, highly active player, then yeah, you definitely will want to purchase the premium. You know, it comes out to the cost of what, like 50 cents a day or something like that. So it's, I mean, you know, pound for pound, it's your best option in the game to acquire a lot of resources.
Oh yeah, don't forget about silver boosters. If you're running a silver booster, that's another 50% increase to silver. So yeah, you're going to be looking at pretty good.
You're going to be looking at fat
payouts.
paydays.
Yeah.
Very, very fat payouts. Or we're projecting them to be fat payouts. We'll find out soon enough. I mean, we thought we were going to get a fat payout when Titans came to the game, so
yeah, that was just broken.
Yeah. So hopefully, with all these adjustments they're going to make, and including the damage to the Titans and everything else we're going, we should be looking at really decent silver payouts. And you know what? Silver should no longer be the main issue of the game. All right. I mean, their main focus on the game now, I believe, is still platinum. I mean, people should have truckloads of silver, and of course now you need gold to help you speed up that process. So that's where their selling tactics come in, right? And of course platinum, which as of right now we still have not received an alternative route of acquiring platinum, either your daily task or your debit card. That's the only two ways.
Right of 5D said, Chief, on your last stream you said Pixonic will be releasing the new Titan in February. Where did I get that info? No, they are releasing it in April. Update 6.0. It's been that for a while now. So
yeah, I don't recall you saying February that they're going to release a Titan. We don't even know what the new Titan is yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be April. So right around 6.0, and that's from their dev stream. That's when they said they are going to be releasing it.
Chief, Criminal Gaming asking about King of the Hill. What about that?
Well, if you want to play it, you still can.
Coming back.
I mean, technically, it's still in the game.
Yeah, it's there. It's just the option to play it has been removed.
You can only do it in custom.
In the form that it was in. You know, they're gonna have to modify it. Having 5 rotating beacons, to me, was just not the way to go for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna go. Well, it's already gone, but it's gonna be just like the boa and the golem and the shoots taken out of the game, where they say they're going to rework it and they just never do. So I honestly don't think it'll ever come back. But if you really like playing it, you can still play it in custom mode.
Yeah, that's like going to the bar and see the sign that says free beer tomorrow. Yeah, always gonna be tomorrow. See here. Platinum prices are a joke. Yeah, Robbie, they are. Well, I mean, the platinum prices are fine at the 50% discount that they're giving. Okay, no problem. All right. But the problem that we have is there's no other ways to acquire platinum other than a debit card or the measly 35 you get a day. That's where our problem is. I mean, they gotta add it to, you know, I don't care if it's 1, 2, or 3 platinum or whatever they want to give to the end of a match. They got to include platinum somewhere else. All right. I mean, we're already going on our 3rd month with this, and we still do not have another avenue to acquire the platinum. And all honesty, that's bullshit.
Yeah, and that was brought up to them on their dev stream, and they said they're waiting on data and currently have no plans to add other ways of getting it. But I think they've been running this game long enough to know that they need to bring other avenues into the game. I think they're honestly just milking it as long as possible. We will probably see some of those other ways come into the game, but it's going to be a month or 2 or longer after the next Titan gets released, because, I mean, they release a new OP Titan. What are people going to do? Spend a bunch of cash to get platinum to put it in their hangar. So
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one Titan one time. That's it. Oh, I cannot go in and redo that one. Redo that one again. I can see myself doing that over and over again, unless there were other avenues to acquire platinum in the game. I mean, hell, give us more platinum for video ads. I mean, just let us sit there and watch video ads all day long to acquire platinum. I mean, that way you get your paycheck from the Google AdSense, and we get our platinum. I'll just sit there all day long and watch ads.
hey, no problem. Right a 5D, but he does a big hi to Islander from Jordan.
What's going on, my man? How you doing out there, brother? An adventure mode. Okay, pilot TK421. An adventure mode would be cool. Basically, just a map with players, solo squad against AI. I don't know if I would want to be playing against AI. Not sure about that. What do you think, Chief?
I think that's an interesting idea to possibly consider for new accounts that are just starting in the game. Maybe have like a solo, almost adventure type of mode that kind of slowly introduces you to the different maps, different styles of robots, and different gameplay. It would probably be a little better than the way it is currently now, where you just start an account and you just play against 5 AI bots and kick their ass until you rank up and then you graduate.
Develop your skills a little bit, but don't expect a big payday at the end of that one. I mean, you can expect skirmish style payments or worse.
Yeah.
Let's see. Negro, is that right? Okay. Islander, how active are the top clans in Android? They're pretty active, guys. Android has a lot of S clans now. I believe iOS still had a few more than we did, or either that or we're pretty close to each other as far as the amount. But the top clans in Android are very, very active. And with the merge coming, you can expect them to get extremely active. We're excited on the Android side. We're looking forward to this merger. Of course, I'll be out there running with the boys every chance I get, but I will also be running a lot of free-for-all, and I'm looking for some of the top names in iOS to cross paths with, and put the mustard on the fight dog and find out who's who.
Yeah, I think last time we compared, there was quite a few more S clans on iOS than there is on Android, but I know Android has far more players, so it's definitely going to be an interesting time.
Also, the iOS side, they are gonna be able to play free for all, right, Chief?
Yeah. Right now, there is no free-for-all on iOS because there's not enough people that click the button, and you can wait 30-40 minutes to get a match.
That is ridiculous. That is just so insane. All right, guys. Well, now y'all out there in iOS, get ready, boys, because Android's going to be out there in the free-for-all. I promise you. You'll be dropping into a match within 10 to 30 seconds.
Hell, it takes me sometimes 3 to 5 minutes just to get a TDM match.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not like prime time in the evening, yeah, it can take a little while.
Holy crap!
I personally, even if I'm playing very late on my time, I can find a match less than the time that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, on Android you'll find your matches pretty quick, and if you hit a quick mode, you'll find them even faster.
Yeah, I think the only one that's a guaranteed quick drop is Beacon Rush. I wouldn't know about Domination since I never touched that button.
Domination's all right. I mean, that's what kind of where we all started out at. I still play it. I mean, I try to stay fresh with just about every mode that's out there. Of course, my favorite still right now is still free for all, but you know, I definitely make sure I make the rounds on the other ones as well.
See, sorry for the dog barking if you guys can hear him, but Criminal said Pixonic needs to put a target point to lock onto in the custom map if you're testing new weapons like rockets by yourself. Well, I mean, I think I understand what you're saying, but like personally, I can test rockets without a problem in a custom match by myself. The problem is lock-on weapons, because if you're by yourself, there's nobody to lock on to. But I think that would be an interesting feature to be added in.
Yeah. Now, that's where I'd like to see an AI bot in a custom match that you could be testing out stuff on your own to see how effective it is. Boss Lady, more or less stands for you and FFA out there. Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to having more max players out there on the field, or potentially more max players out there at one time.
Archangel asked thoughts on longer game timers. Personally, I saw somebody mention this earlier today, I think, on Facebook, saying that they should add 2 minutes to match times. But honestly, most matches that I play anyway don't even take the full 10 minutes as it is. So I don't know that I would like to see an increased timer.
Solo matches and team deathmatch can go to the full distance as well as free for all, but generally most of the time you're gonna end it before the 10-minute elapses. I think he's referring more now because of the Titans, and as the Titans go up, and as people start leveling up the Titans a little bit more and more, Chief, we're gonna see a little bit more extended gameplay, and that could be where he's leaning towards his comment.
Maybe. I mean, definitely not necessary in the beacon modes, because the beacon bar is not going to last that long. I guess in the other modes, if it becomes an issue, but gosh, it's so rare to hit that 10-minute mark and, you know, and actually have gas left in the tank, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Fungal says that he believes there are too many game modes for the player pool.
Too many game modes? We only have what? 4?
I think he's saying for the size of the player pool. Kind of similar how like Game Room doesn't get to choose their mode because they just don't have the player pool to support it.
Right. So they, yeah, I mean,
on iOS, it sometimes becomes an issue, like I mentioned, and especially with modes like Free for All, where there's just not that many people playing. Sometimes TDM can get a little bit long. I mean, when you click the go button to battle and it says the average wait time is 36 seconds or something, and then you're watching your timer go up to 3-4 minutes, and you're like, maybe I should cancel and restart.
Yeah.
It's not working. To cancel and to try again. It's not going to work.
No.
If there are any players, it's not going to work.
Yeah, the only time I would cancel out, or that we have canceled out, is when we're actually looking for some type of squad battle.
Michael Thompson says there shouldn't be a time limit. I mean, I could see them doing away with a time limit in a game like TDM, where you don't really need a 10-minute timer, but then again, it would also kind of change how the game is played.
Yeah, if you're running boosters, and you're running a 30-minute boost, and I mean you're going to try and decipher 10 minutes to at least get you a minimum of 3 games in. Of course, if you end a game early here and there, then you'll get an extra 4th or 5th. So you're trying to maximize your boost time and maximize your silver take or your payouts. Okay, and you only get paid once per game. So do you want to play 2 games in 30 minutes, or do you want to play 3 to 5 games? I'll take the 3 to 5.
Dean says the game is turning into just a question of which side has spent more on Titans. So sick of doing well and then a maxed out Ming pops out and kills everyone. Playing solo is almost untenable sometimes. I agree with you, Dean. It is kind of leaning in that direction, and it is disheartening when your team, especially when you're randoms, are doing well, and one person on the red team has a maxed out Ao Ming with energy weapons, drops it in, and the entire course of the game just gets reversed, and your team mechs out. I do think that Pixonic will be looking into making some adjustments in the future. I think they're going to be forced to.
But not right now.
And, trust me, all of the YouTubers have given the same feedback to Pixonic. Once they released the Titan modules, they became far too powerful.
Yeah. So my feedback to Pixonic was, we have these Ao Mings that can devastate an entire red team, all right, and devastate an entire blue team, and we're nerfing the shotguns. No, we're nerfing the wrong thing. But what it is it's just that the amount of players out there that have them. That's what brings the nerf on.
Right, and I mean, these guys that did invest all that cash into maxing out an Ao Ming early, I mean, you see them, they've got nearly 100% win rate, an average damage of going up on 4 million per match. And all they do is run one robot for a minute and a half, 2 minutes at the beginning of a match, and drop into their Ao Ming and finish off the match with 4 to 6 million damage just from their Ao Ming. And yeah, it's pretty bad.
And well, I don't know if you saw my video yesterday, but you can see me where I jump into the Titan and I'm testing out the
Cataclysm.
Yeah, the Cataclysm. I'm testing on the Arthur, and I just sitting there and I'm firing. It's like, damn, Titan battles are boring as hell, man. There's just, you don't do nothing. You just walk forward and press a button. There's really no strategy to it whatsoever. It's just you try to max it out. I guess with the Ao Ming, you can pop up and down in the air a little bit or try to find some cover, but there's just really no strategy to it. So to me, and of course I will be getting a Titan at some point, but I want something that's going to be a little bit more playable, just not a walking fortress or flying fortress.
Right. But we all do have to understand that Pixonic is a company. They invested a lot of coding into these Titans and the release, and they are going to get their money back out of it. So I mean, right now it's still a new feature, and they are going to be bringing a new Titan soon. So it usually takes about 6 to 9 months for a regular robot to see a nerf. So it's going to be a while for the Titans.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything to the Titans at this current time or anytime soon, as long as they're generating paychecks.
But yeah, in a situation like that where it does get frustrating, I get frustrated myself. Those of you that have been on my streams, you guys see it. But lately I'm just like, yeah, whatever, screw it. The guy's going to be an asshole and drop his Ming in, 2 minutes into a match against randoms, then so be it. It is what it is, and move on to the next match. Just try not to let the frustration take over the fun aspects of the game.
AD, did you get on the test server this weekend, AD?
Yes,
Okay.
But there are a lot of you know, crashes. But I made it. I recorded some one game. And you know what? At the end of the match, I've seen that I got 9 million silver. But that was the test server, so
Yeah, the payout on the
it's
test
not
server
going.
is amazing.
It's not going to be a live server. This is maybe in the dreams, my dreams.
Yeah, I just love the payouts on test servers. They're just ridiculously high. This is beyond awesome.
Okay, well, I think we're going to look to start wrapping it up. If any of you guys have any last-minute comments in chat or questions, drop the questions. Dogs are going nuts here. My wife's yelling at them, but looks like Dope Kid is saying hello to Eddie.
Hey, what's going on, Dope Kid? How you doing, my man? That's my boy right there. That's my one of my arch nemesis on free for all. We match up pretty often. Awesome player.
Thank you, Lone.
Yeah, that is true, Dean. That is hard advice to follow when it happens 4 out of 5 games. What I do is if I run into a game like that, I change game modes on the next one, and it usually helps. But yeah, it can get frustrating.
But the good thing is that there are not many people that have maxed out Titan. You should remember that. Not many people, they are rich. Remember that.
And let's see. Turbo Knight's asking, what is the best screen recorder? Well, for iOS, I just use the built-in screen recording. It's the best. Makes it super easy. I'm not sure for Android.
Android, my device has one. I don't use it. I'm still using the AZ screen recorder. It doesn't give me very many problems. And when it does, it's a simple uninstall and reinstall and just reset the recorder. So AZ screen recorder is what I use, and it does give you all kinds of neat little options. So they're constantly updating it. They keep it pretty fresh.
Lord Spanker, just to let you know, there is no chance that it's me, because I told you I am not available on Saturday. I cannot be on the test server, only at the night time. So only after the video that Adrian posted. So I can see a lot of fake AD gamings, but every time I'm surprised to see it, that many people are copying my name.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's funny to see it. It's always nice to see that kind of stuff, you know.
The real AD gaming will have an HC tag in front of it.
Yeah, but he's talking about the test server.
Oh, the test server. Okay, yeah. I've actually had that happen to myself as well. I go in and type in Islander, and sure enough, it's taken. Somebody else took it, so it happens.
Yeah, but actually I'm not using my name anymore on the test server. Just using the numbers, or maybe, you know, just a name, a random name, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that take the YouTubers' names on the test server. I think it's kind of funny. But
It's hilarious. Hey, by all means, if they want to use the name, go for it.
Yeah, but actually, Adrian, I saw this video. Adrian showed the tail of the tape, the scores, and this fake AD gaming was the 5th guy. And yeah, Adrian said, I don't think this is AD gaming.
all right, well, I think we'll look at wrapping it up, gentlemen. AD, thanks for jumping on tonight. Much appreciated. For those of you still here in chat, make sure that you guys swing by AD Gaming's YouTube channel. Same thing with Islander. If you guys have not already, make sure you guys do stop by and drop a subscription to those guys. But thank you both for coming out. Islander, glad that you were able to make it back, even though you were stuck at work. Thanks for putting your neck on the line for that.
Actually, yeah, I am still here at work, so I got 30 more minutes to go. So yeah, it's a good time to wrap it up. Everybody who took the time on their Sunday to come out and enjoy the stream, hey, we appreciate each and every one of you. Eddie, thanks for stopping by, brother. Really good to have you here.
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah, and
see you soon.
And for the chat, thank you all for supporting the channel, supporting the podcast. Thank you all for participating. This chat and this podcast is here for you. Always a good time, and look forward to doing these each Sunday. And hopefully next Sunday we will be talking about the merger. So definitely tune in for that. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up, everybody. Thank you all very much, and Chief out.